From the ACCUSTATS Arena at Caesars, Southern Indiana, it's the 2023 Derby City Classic and the 24th edition of the Pocket Billiards All-Around Championship. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Without a doubt, pool's most exciting and prestigious event, and it's proudly sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth Pool Balls. We also want to express our gratitude to our associate sponsors from Outsville and Master Chalk, and recognize the tireless and great work by Bad Boys Billiards Productions, our tournament direction staff. Once again, thanks to Caesars for hosting us for well over a decade. And most importantly, thanks to all of you great people out there and those that have come to be, once again, part of the DCC family here at Ringside. You're the most important part of this event, and we can't put it on without you, so thank you all very much. We're continuing with 9-ball, and I guess we got a pretty good matchup for you right here. So let's introduce them to you right now. From Germany, he's a US Open 9-ball champion. He's a World 9-ball champion. And he's a two-time Mosconi Cup MVP among his long list of accomplishments. Sponsored by Predator, Gabriel's, and Andy Cloth, it's the killer, Joshua Filler. His opponent from Russia, he is now a two-time Derby City Bank Pool champion. Congratulations. He's also the reigning, still, Derby City One Pocket and all-around champion. He's pretty young. He's already got 4 banners and looking for some more. Sponsored by Diamond, Taum, Q-Tech, and Hex.com. Please welcome FEDOR GORST. All right, we're going to send it upstairs to Double J and Bobby Chamberlain. Take it away, Jeremy.
Well, thank you, Kenny, and what a match we have in store here. Guest in the booth, Bobby Chamberlain. Any thoughts on this match, Bobby?
Well, my thought is, in any tournament in the world that these two players are in, it's going to be the finals.
Oh, absolutely. And you never know. I mean, Federer does have a loss, Filler with no losses, but, you know, if Federer went on to win this match later on sometime this evening, this could be our final. You never know.
Yeah, that's very important for the master of the tables, if you can explain to everybody how that works.
Yeah, Master of the Table is an all-around between the one-pocket bank pool and 9-ball division. Of course, usually the 9-ball's worth more points a little bit, just because it's a bigger field, worth more money. It goes a little bit dollar for dollar on that. Of course, Federer, our all-around defending champion, winning 2 divisions last year. Filler, who took down the 2022 Bigfoot. So, a lot going on, and Federer was in second, I think, in points. Maybe Evan Lunda was leading. Not sure if Evan is still in the 9-ball event or not. I'll try and find that out. This awful 6-ball for Filler is going to get him covered up. You see a variety of different types of breaks with this new break rule. Generally, the guys cutting them. I've seen some head-on. And ladies, by the way. Had some ladies have some impressive wins over some really great players. Now, difficult rollout here. Might move the 4-ball when you roll out, maybe push through the 4. You may clip off the 2, trying to make the 2 a little more difficult. Going over to, you know, the corner pocket with the cue ball near the 8, the black 8-ball. He'd love to move the 2 a little bit, but it's a little touchy. Like you could lose the cue ball on a scratch on a rollout, which would be not something you see very often. But playing with a 30-second shot clock. It's a race to 9 winter break. This is a production, ACCUSTAT production. Coming to you from the 2023 DCC, Derby City Classic. Looks like he'll play off the left side of the 1. Kind of floating 2 rails behind the 5, I think, anyways. Maybe there's something better. Fairly thick hit here. Oh, he played it straight high. Really nice I think that straight high kind of helped with the one ball a little bit more rather than spinning it with left English. Big crowd here for this match.
All right, I've got listed here, counting them down, there's 34 players left in the 9-ball division, and I do not have Evan Lind on the sheet.
Yeah, I knew he took a loss. I think it was early yesterday.
He's at 143 for points.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to win the all-around then. Don't even see how that's possible. I don't think the points accumulate as you go. It's after you're out of the event. So FEDOR, who's just barely behind him, is going to accumulate some points from the 9-ball. A lot of pressure here, though, with a loss on him, right?
It certainly is. In Master to Table, I believe it's about a $20,000 bonus, isn't it? 15 to 20,000.
20.
Well, he's done well financially. Certainly, he's won a lot of tournaments, but still, you always have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's always going to be a breadwinner. I think he's just too smart a guy, no matter, I mean, if he played pool, not pool, whatever. I just think he's that type of person. But getting those banners is something you can't replace. That money will always be here, especially the sport growing, and this kid here is not lazy one bit. Okay, perfect stroke there on the 2-ball. Not a whole lot going on here. You can see the 4 over the side, the 5 near. A little work from the 6 to the 8. Ooh, that one caught a little thick. You can see he makes that face when he feels like he got away with one.
Yeah. He'd like to draw back a little past center here, so we can shoot the 5 and just go basically cross rails a couple times, 2 rails to get to the 6, or maybe only 1. I think most of these players would elect to go to the 2nd rail, wouldn't they, so they don't leave themselves on the rail?
Yeah, with him coming shorter with the cue ball there, that tells me he's definitely going to come past the side, I would think. Hard to tell with FEDOR sometimes on the draw because he'll start out more center and then drop the tip like that. Now he's real good just to slide up the rail. He'll want to hit, if he doesn't have a whole lot of angle, he may not go to the rail drawing the ball. If he has a little more angle than what we see, he'll hit, half diamond before the side. Something like that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And I'll tell you, I love the commentary, but with the tighter pockets and the way the tables are playing, I've hit a few balls at night, and man, I love the tables the way they played. Just being a spectator, anyways. But solid out here, game number 1.
Yeah, game number 1's down. FEDOR Gorst would have won that lead on Filler, his break. And as Pat Fleming had said earlier, with all these tables here are 4 1/4 inch, that next year the TV table will remain 4 1/4, and the rest of the tables that are in the arenas here will go back to 4 1/2.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Wonder.
Not really sure, but that's what they had decided on. Pat informed me of that yesterday.
I
think it's slowed down play just slightly.
Yeah, it's just interesting because of the rankings and how they're trying to make the 9-ball, a little bit more the same as they go through the year from event to event.
Ken Schumann with a case of the jitters there, racking the balls.
Yeah, I think if this event continues to go the way it goes, they're going to maybe have to add a day to the event, really.
It's such a big field. They said there's 526 players in the 9-ball, and you have 2/3 of the field at rebuy. It ended at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's a hard situation, right? You're not going to make everyone happy, but playing the guys super early, or players, I keep saying guys, the ladies and gentlemen, super early and then super late. That's, when you run a tournament, this is a unique event, of course, but you always want to do your best to put the players in position to play their best.
Yeah, and you can have one match playing slow, and they have to wait for that match to finish up because they have redraws.
Yeah, they've kind of figured that out, as long as there's not too many. slow matches, they'll go ahead and do the draw and then do a to be determined, right? Hold some back the way the draw is, but when this tournament initially started, they hadn't figured that one out yet, and it was really hard. But if they have a lot of them, they can't really do that so much, especially as the field dwindles. But all right, touchy little shot here going forward. I think he can get past the side, no problem. He can cut it in the side, but the cue ball will be screaming, so I think he's going to take on the corner.
Yeah, it's looking to pocket a 2, go into the rail, bounce out about a foot, and take a long shot for the 3. He'd like to try to bounce out in, make the 2 in the corner and bounce out and get kind of straight to the 3 so he don't have to put the 9 in play on the next shot for position to the 5. Or the 4, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's got to roll his ball a little bit, like an aggressive roll. You can bounce out quite a bit. Yeah, he tried to stun into the rail, and I've always thought that was an awkward shot with the side pocket there to try and stun forward instead of rolling forward. Just because, I don't know if there's something in your mind that makes it awkward or whatever, but that was about getting closer to the 3, and I just didn't think that was probably a big necessity in the shot itself.
Yeah, I think more is the angle to the 3 and overcutting the ball. It means he hit the 2 thinner, and you can see how much the cue ball flew. He did get lucky that he has left Joshua a shot over top of the 6, which limits what you can do.
Yeah, he's going to try and bang it around and stun over. That just tells you how hard the cueing was. Didn't want to roll his ball, and I totally agree with him there. I'll tell you what, the way this looks, it'd be hard for Federer if he feels good about the cue ball to pass on this combo.
Yeah, safety's not easy here to play either. So you can bank the 2 back up the center and get the cue behind the 6. That's kind of an open field tackle there. I think you're right. I think the combo is in line.
Yeah, and it looks like he has to elevate. So watch out going glancing off the 5 in a bad manner.
Okay, another miss. And again, he hasn't really left Filler a shot. It looks like maybe he will shoot the 2 and duck up underneath the 4 and 5. Maybe.
Yeah. It's close to being able to cut this in, though. I mean, he's going to bang it away. You can tell with the bottom English on the cue ball. Really nice touch there. And I'll tell you, first starting off, not quite what I saw in the 10-foot match that he lost, that being Federer. But I really thought I saw some fatigue with him on that match. I commented about it a few times. He's not one that gives in on the stroke very often. Maybe I think one of the things why he's so great, he always kind of completes the stroke, and that happened a few times on the 10-footer. And here early, I don't know how late he played last night, but
right behind the 7.
he's going to love that.
Now they don't allow he can jump that, but they don't allow jump cues in this event.
Right.
And
correct.
They said that you have to jump with your playing cue, not your break cue.
Yeah, you can't change anything to jump the ball. Nice shot there. Now he's looking to go across. I thought he could get underneath the 9 with a high right ball and kind of kick and stick here.
Yeah, put it behind the 9 and kick the 2 toward the side.
Yeah, look at the camera angle we have here. That tells me I thought that was doable.
And being right-handed, he can turn around. It's that side of the table. He can shoot it without having to stretch.
If he's going for the make, it's usually not that hard a speed, I didn't think, but he's going to keep, I think, Josh off the offensive shot.
Yeah, he'd like to thin this 2 balls and send the cue ball up table. Looks like he's going to just play a simple safe where he's going to shoot the 2 and try to roll behind the 9 if possible.
Yeah, it looks to me like he may have to stun there a little bit to me versus roll. I don't know about getting the 2 through there or not because it's got to go a long ways, right? So you're either going to play it light like that, or if you were playing it full, you would probably stun the cue ball up on the 2 if you were playing the 2 all the way to the end rail.
Well, the 2 isn't going to have a pocket here kicking either.
Yeah, it's a
Josh-
light kick, though.
Yeah. So you think he's going to try to hit this easy and try to see if he can get fortunate and stick it behind the 8 with a good hit?
Well, maybe the 8, but see, the 6 doesn't really offer too much pocket for the 2, right? So even if you don't get the snooker, you got a chance to leave him to where he's got to shoot a tough 2-6 combo.
That's an interesting shot where you actually can, if you go cross rail, you got to go past the ball and come back.
Yeah, he'll kick at it, and he'll kick at it with some speed. It actually holds its line a little better to where it doesn't take too much of that reverse you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit down on this a little bit with maybe a tip of left. Wow, what a hit. And that's all feel, folks. That's just pure talent.
Well, plenty of that there with both these players.
Yeah, well, and the hard work as well.
Yeah, they're both laughing. Good shot.
Just come up where he can reach it easily. See, the 7 goes in the corner by the 9. So he's got options here. Just probably doesn't want to get too full on this. A lot of the guys would rather have a little angle to come 2 rails off this ball, but he may kill it because the 8's so easy and take a long
Correct,
shot
yeah.
on the 7. One thing you'll see Filler do, or let's say not do, is he doesn't move the rock as much as some other players getting closer to the ball. He really just
Did he lift up on that shot? Boy, he didn't have to. He didn't have to. Like you said, he didn't do nothing with a cue ball because the 8's right there.
He just missed it. I think just missed it.
Tight pockets. He hit the rail going in.
Yeah, and
It's a gift for Federer here for sure.
yeah, absolutely. And talked about Josh. I hadn't seen him play with the black shaft in some time. I think it was 2018, maybe.
Yeah, going to China Open.
Yeah, and well, he won the Worlds, I think, with the black shaft, and then quit right after, which was interesting to a lot of people. Went back to the wood shaft and went on to win the U.S. Open later that year as well. Now Gorst up 2-0.
Do you use the carbon fiber also?
I do, yeah. I love it. My one from Q-Tech, love it.
Okay. We got instant replay coming here.
Yeah, you can see, just caught it a little thick is all. Maybe, I guess he was pretty straight, so you say he overcut it actually, but big difference.
Look, he hit about 4 or 5 inches up the rail.
Yeah, he hit it much further away from the pocket than we expected.
Well, that's a gift for Federer, and boy, with either player, they don't want to give any gifts away. These are 2 of the top players that are playing in the world. You got to expect it's going to happen 1 or 2 times in a match, probably. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, I think, just the event itself leads towards an extra mistake here and there. It's a hard schedule, so.
It's like an Ironman contest.
Yeah.
There's so much pool being played. All right, the cut break here, so he's looking to make the 2 in the corner or the 1 in the side.
That's the break. That's the speed draw stroke. You can see the balls run out of the rack. Now they got some kisses there, but the one on the side was real clean. Little thinner, like in between. If this 2 only has a portion of the pocket, this shot becomes much more difficult from this angle, just because it's not, nice to roll your ball, right? And it's not quite thin enough to go back and forth easily. So this is kind of in between. I would guess that he's going to go with the firmer stroke going above the 8-2 rails.
Okay, back and
he's
forth.
hitting down on the ball. So he's dragging it. Nice shot. Like a drag draw.
Yeah, this one's going to have to be a little touchy because he's just not going to be able. He's not going to try to go past the side, but he doesn't have a whole lot of room between the 8 and 8 ball in the side pocket to position the cue ball.
Short side ain't bad.
Yeah, roll forward.
Yeah, 2 rails underneath. When your 5 ball's handy, right? When the ball's handy, the ball in front of you, don't mind playing from underneath the ball. Now he hit it exquisitely, right? Perfect.
Yeah, it's like ball in hand. He hit it great. He hit it so good he got a little straight on the 4, but luckily it looks like he can just kind of stop and play the 5 right in the corner.
Yeah, mistake there from Filler. Looks to be magnified.
He's looking to come in 2 rails here with a cue ball. All right, he's felt good. He'd like to pull this ball back about a foot to try to get straight into the 8 a little more so he don't have to use any more rails where he can just shoot the 8 straight in and have the 9. Well, he might elect to roll this ball.
Yeah, he wanted a little more out of the cue ball in the last shot for sure.
Yeah, didn't draw back as far as I think that he wanted. Like you said, he wanted a little more there. He didn't take any chances here. Went back across the rail. Great shot.
Well, the good thing with Federer, and of course all these guys, is they're going to commit to what they think is the correct shot. They really don't kind of like try to make things easier on themselves so much. Of course, they play good position, smart shots, and stuff like that. But when a shot is necessary, they're not going to try and, like I said, make it easier. Rolling the ball or whatever they think might be easier. A lot of players do that. They try to simplify the game too much, I think. Got to realize you got to be prepared to knock balls in.
Federer's smiling. He needs to stay focused. He's happy he's got a 3-0 early lead here against Joshua Filler. And it's got to feel somewhat relieved. You never want to let up for sure that you're looking at elimination and you're leading against such a great player against Filler early in the match. As we know, it can all change at any time, but it's Federer's break with the lead.
Yeah, Filler's the type, though. He has such a good process, and that's why routine and process is so important. Is, he knows he's right at center stage. He knows he's playing Filler, but when you do that kind of stuff like he does, you kind of dilutes that a little bit. The moment doesn't mean as much just because you get into your routine. You're busy. You're working, and I would guess Filler would think of Federer more than Federer would think of Filler. I know that sounds crazy, but just the way his process is.
Well, he's made the 1 ball every time he's broken the side pocket now.
Yeah, he's usually going to figure out the break, both these guys. Must be partially snookered here. Now looking for a place to roll out.
You find at this level, Jeremy, that players will elect to try to kick a safe rather than roll out and give the incoming player an option?
I mean, if it's there, if it's there, you will, or you'll improve your situation, like with a rollout to kick at a ball safe. But, rollout's a difficult thing. I mean, it just is what it is. But it's just try to lengthen the game, maybe, take your percentages, even though you're going to take the worst of it, which is what he looks like he's going to do here. So this tells him that this is a better kick shot that he's going to get if he rolls out. And maybe he's shooting straight in.
Wow. Well, there you go. He had like you said, he had the option. He didn't want to pass, and he decided to shoot at it. He made a great kick shot. I thought maybe he could see the 2. I guess he couldn't see it at all.
No. Looks like he's going to go forward 2 rails between the 6-8. All right, a little in between here.
He just definitely wants to leave an angle because the 5 and 6 are on different sides of the table. He definitely wants to leave an angle here to try to get to where he's going. I would think he wants to go on top of the 7. He wouldn't want to go underneath it between the 7 and the rail, of course. He did look over there, though.
Well, that's what I say. In between, the angle's
way.
Pushing him that way, so he's got to make a decision here.
Yeah,
he tries to kill it lightly with inside. He's going to go around. He's going to fall straight, so this is going to make some work on the 6.
So we're going to probably see this ball here hit with a little bit of authority and some spin here to try to get to the 6. Or he can just shoot it simpler and just try to draw it back a foot and take a wide cut shot. Do you think that he can force this ball back to the center of the table, or would he go to the back rail, or take a simple shot?
I don't know what he's looking at here. And you could draw it. I mean, the thing is, if you hit it pure, it's going to come off the rail. It's just you got to hit it pure. Like here, we tell guys that, if you hit the ball well, the further you move that ball, the more it comes off the rail. That's what angles do, so especially even small ones. But the thing is, what he exhibited right there is he didn't overhit it trying to make it come off the rail. He just used that travel of the cue ball to make it come off the rail more.
Yeah, he ends up in a nice position.
Yeah. I mean, if you only come back, if you only come back a foot, Bobby, it doesn't come off much. You know what I'm saying?
He used the whole pocket there, but he got there. He's looking very good here. So this one he can go into the rail or just draw it straight back. Looks like he can draw it straight back.
Yeah, one of the two for sure. Straight low, you can really hold the ball on a little bit of an angle.
A little slow roll here. With a stun. It's perfect.
See the crowd appreciating that. Another break and run there from FEDOR GORST. Heck of a kick shot to start.
Yeah, that was tremendous. Even to go for it. He definitely wasn't kicking safe there.
Well, it's a lot of things you got to factor in, even playing 9-ball. Factor in that, he could kick it in, he could kick safe. He doesn't have to give up a run-out shot. Just didn't like the way the rollout, was looking towards the future, winning game number 4. And you'd say a big missed 7-ball in game 2 so far for Josh Filler.
Well, like I had asked you earlier, would you see players that just kind of would rather kick at a ball than push out because the incoming player would have the same option that they would if they passed it, and he'd elected to kick at the ball, and there was nothing else around it for safety, so it was a very aggressive kick. But notice, I guess he kicked it hard in case he didn't make it, which he would have a chance of getting a safety.
Well,
of some
I'm giving
sort.
it 2 pockets. You never know. You might kick it in cross corner. You might kick it in 3 on the side. So, yeah, the rollout. I mean, a lot of times when guys are going to kick at the ball, unless it just lays real good right from the start, which you wouldn't say that one laid that good. He just kind of made it happen, and he didn't like the rollout. But most of the guys will improve their situation rolling out to another kick.
All right, for the 1 ball on the side here, that's what he has been making.
We'll see how aggressive he wants to stay with this 2-ball. It does bank cross corner.
Well, if it's any replay of last rack, I think that he does go for this one too, with a 3 hanging to the side.
Yeah, he's got options though. He can edge the 2. There's a pretty big ball with the 7 to run the cue ball behind. Safety has a little more value here with the no jump cues, right? So,
yeah, you can put a guy behind the ball and he can't jump it, so he has to kick or curve.
Now this one here, he can't really fire though, so it's not the most fun way. Not saying you want to fire it, but I don't know how much speed. I guess he can go all the way a little past center and still have the cut on the
He's
three.
got a funny bridge here. Hasn't made it all that easy. The pocket speed and the ball hangs in the hole.
Well, that's what I was saying about the lighter speed. It's just not the most pleasant way to be able to shoot that bank. And I might have looked at how far can I go with the cue ball and still have a cut on the three. That way I can hit that bank with a little more speed is all.
Yeah, him being elevated over the 7 ball definitely made for a little tougher shot there. And Thor's got an opportunity to get on the board here.
Okay, not a whole lot here. Just no reason to get any kind of missable 6 ball with the 7 near. Just nice and heavy on it. Should stop and stay above the 7, I would think.
He might pinch this a couple inches forward and just to roll over to the 9. Oh, okay. So he's going to go into the back rail and come back up.
Yeah, when it's simple, they don't want to go to perfect, right? Then it can get away from you a little. So when it's simple and it's there already, you just stop it and just work the rock a little. Pretty standard with the top players. And now Josh Filler on the board. Our first, did he win the lag? He did win the lag, so he'll break the balls for the second time here in the match.
Well, this is win or break, right?
Yes, sir. Must be ending the other round and waiting on some matches because there's quite a few tables not being played on at the moment. Of course, the 9 ball's dwindling down.
Yeah, I'm going to check on that for you. Yeah, there's a lot of to be determined, a lot of TBDs right now. We're thinking the next match could be the Tony Chohan and Efren Reyes on the TV table. It's definitely going to be on the TV table for sure.
Definitely a different look on the break there from what we saw from FEDOR. Some awkward cueing for Josh. Type of shot, if he could get to the right side of the cue ball, he may go for this. I don't know.
It's the final 32 players right now in the 9 ball. Does the 6 have him blocked from hitting the full left side of the ball?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think if he can get to the left side of the ball, he might shoot this. Cue ball could come between the 5 and 2. Now he's going to look at this bank is what he's looking at. That's why he was looking at the 2 to see how well it played. Very hard for the top guys to not want to bank at this. Now he can go behind the 3 and come off the left side of the 1 and go behind that 4-3 easily. Again, I wouldn't doubt if he shoots at this though. I think he's playing safe. All right, that's going to catch the 4. That's a big unforced error for a player like FEDOR to not get behind the 3 and 4.
And especially because the 2s land so easy. Well, maybe it's not so easy. It appeared to be. But it's close to the side.
I think
Does it look like that 2 goes in?
I think it's makeable, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just have to stop his ball. I wouldn't play the rail first myself to try and get straighter because that'll keep it harder to get off the rail for the 3-4. Yeah, if you're in a tight pocket here, maybe he still has enough cut, and maybe he wants to stay right there between the 6-7 to shoot the 3-4. I thought he would want to come over a little bit.
Yeah, and back kind of like back cut the 3 to the 4.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
yeah.
then he can leave the 3 in the same area to play the 4 in the same pocket.
Ooh, what
Wow,
a shot with inside.
Wow, that was a tough shot. Great shot.
So he's going to have the 3 going away from the cue ball a little bit because he's got to cut the 3, and it's not a straight-on combination, so the 3 is going to have movement. This is where I think I might go with a high ball here.
Yeah, try to send the cue ball back across.
Yeah, and they might hit each other. You never know. They might just – you don't want to end up on top, though.
Yeah.
He's okay. He can cut this.
It kind of has that shot. It looked to me like the harder he hit it, the more the 3 would travel and the more the cue would travel.
Yeah.
So it's like they were following the same, going across it the same way.
Well, he hit the 4 a little heavy to the pocket, so I think he anticipated a little cleaner hit.
Uh-oh. Did he get lucky?
I think he's leaving him in the window.
Wow, what a tiny window. Does the 5 ball go in the side, Jeremy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's got not too many issues here.
If he can get to play it in the corner, he has a nice angle to get to the. He can make a nice angle to get to the 6 real easy. If the 6 passed the 9, but he played the side. So he's looking to come across between the 6 and 7, I guess, and get straight to the 6.
Oh, he must be thinner on the 5 than I thought. I thought he would just lay up with a little left English to play the 6 in the other corner. Instead, he's going to come across between, just speed control. Not too difficult.
No, he's looking pretty good here. Well, he's going to go forward here instead of drawing back. He's left himself a little short. I think he's going to try to draw back to the rail here and just take a little of a wider shot. Now, it won't be too bad. The cue ball should be by the diamond, by the side pocket. Well, he just killed it. Okay.
He's just going to work a little harder on the 9. And looking to extend back to 4-game lead.
All right, like you said, a 4-game lead now, 5-1 in a race to 9.
TPA's at 875 and 810 for Filler, 875 for Gorst.
You think those will go up as the match goes along?
You would figure, yeah. Although Josh has had a couple of misses. You wouldn't expect. That 5 wasn't easy, but I'd bet on him all day to make it.
Same with the 7 ball.
Yeah. The 7 early was a huge game, game 2. He got put a couple of breaking runs after that to extend it to 4-0. So.
Well, Josh has a buyback. He hasn't lost yet, but certainly he'd like to win this match and hold on to that buyback as long as possible.
Absolutely. It's just a draw stroke break is all it is. Trying to hit the middle diamond with the cue ball, just flat draw.
One in the side again, every time so far. Wow, 4 ball came out of the middle of nowhere. Does he got a carom maybe, or you think he'll play safe
it's
here?
thin though. Well, he's definitely not playing safe, I don't think, unless the 2 doesn't bank. Now, if the 2 doesn't bank, he may play safe, but the kiss shot, he wants to stay offensive, really. It looks pretty thin on the kiss shot, though. The cue ball was another 3 inches lower, maybe. It's a hanger, I think. like below the 3 a little bit. I think the kiss shot's pretty easy. But also with the 7 there, it's not really doing the best for position on the 2 after the kiss shot on the 4. He's sizing up the bank. He has to stiff in.
So you think he should stay aggressive here then?
Well, I know he wants to anyways. Just what the great players do. That's what makes them so great. They're not looking to play safe. That's just like an option. The thing is, to hold position and stiff it, he may have to hit this pretty firm with a high ball to get shape on the 3. Oh, he could draw it. So a lot of times when you're not sure, right, you get that little extra. He actually shortened it up too much.
Yeah, he actually hit the side rail instead of the back rail there, so it came up short. And I guess you're saying the draw shortened that angle up too, right?
Not necessarily. People always think it's draw or top that does this. They actually both do it. It's just a matter of what kind of shot you're playing, what kind of speed. What a beautiful hit this is.
Look at this one. That being 4 games down, that's a great shot. At any point, but definitely 4 games down. If that ball hangs, he's in more trouble.
So 2 missed banks is what it looks like. Going to get Filler back on the board. Probably just a stop shot here. He may have to move this to the rail. I'm not sure. Probably another stop here. Shooting there 5-2 now. Filler's TPA has gone up to 857. Gorst has dropped a little bit to 860.
5-2, still got a little ways to go here.
Oh, yeah.
It's every game's important, but certainly he'd like to get this lead cut down to 2. He don't want to go back to 4 again because he's going to be running out of games.
Yeah, you can't afford to trade him, that's for sure.
Yeah. He needs to win two games to 1 here to have a chance. All right, let's see what Paul's going to break if he makes any. Fedor's been making the 1.
Yeah, he's mainly playing the 1. That's the one he's trying to play.
Yeah, Fedor changed where he was breaking from to the same area that Fedor changed to the same area Fedor was breaking where he was making the 1 to see if he can get the same reaction. And the 1 ended up short.
I think he cut it too thin, maybe. There's a lot of variables on that break that make things happen. Tip position, if you kind of stun the ball, it doesn't act as much as repeatable. You get a little thin, a little side spin. Touchy little shot coming out of the pocket. He's almost got to go at the 7-9 off a couple rails. I don't think he'll come straight down the table. I kind of feel like he'll go by the 3 a couple rails, and like I said, go at the 7 or 8. He hit it thick. He's going to be upset about that. That wasn't that hard a shot.
Well, he's got the 8 ball over there.
Yeah, it's pretty routine. Glide off the 2 with a lot of right English and come behind the 8, trying to put the 2 behind the 7-9 on the side rail. There's other options, though. He could fan it.
Yeah, the 8 being way over there a little bit, could he elect to hit this a little harder here and get the 2 to go like 3 rails toward the 5 and the cue behind the 8?
Yeah, he could do that. Looks like he's going to shave it.
Well, he's going the other way.
Yeah. He's going to give up a piece of it, and this is another unforced error here.
And what should Filler do here?
He's got the same options. He can run off the left side if he wants, or he can play the 2 and come up behind the 8. A lot of guys would run off the left side here, but either's fine. No, he's playing behind the 8. Yeah, it's got to go. A little shy there.
Can he thin this ball, or does he have to kick behind it?
No, he can see it. Not sure what he's going to do with it exactly. Maybe out in the middle of the table using the 7-9. He's going to bank it across. Nice shot. Perfect speed. Oh, got away a little bit, but still pretty good. 3 rails behind this, I think.
Yeah, he'd be kicking over here at the first diamond with running English. First diamond past the side.
Yeah.
Oh, he is hooked into the 8 a little bit.
He went 2 solid rails at it. Pretty smart, probably. Especially having to curve the ball. I don't think he can slide this by the 6. So.
I was just looking to see if that was the case.
If he felt good about it, he could stun, kind of shoot the 2 into the rail, into the 6, and come right up on the 5 with the cue ball.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Just always a worry if you're going to fluke a ball in.
Yeah, looks like you got that one tight. He'll have to kick at the short rail here or the long rail. The short rail is always hard to judge because the ball is so close to the cushion coming off.
Yeah, but he can't reach the other one being a lefty. That would be a difficult reach to get to the top rail there.
Yeah, and elevate it, yeah.
Center ball hit here. Surprising miss there on that side because you should know you can hit it short into the other rail and come from behind the 2 as well. Kick
Right.
ball.
You actually hit the second rail is what you're saying.
Yeah, you have an option of hitting the second rail, yeah.
He should elect to play the 4 in the corner instead of the side pocket if he's going to try to get to the 5 in the side.
Yeah, I don't think the 4. I guess it's a little playable on the side, isn't it? A little bit. But this is prime here to come back for the 5 in the side. He wants to come back quite a bit because the angle on the 6, you don't want to get like a lot of angle on the 6 where you got to go into the 7. 7 doesn't pass the 8 either. So he wants to get pretty tidy here to get tidy on the 6. Yeah, he could have used a little more out of that. Still okay.
It's a tough shot. You want to just roll it to the rail. It's a tough shot to try to use inside English with. You're starting to get a narrower cut into the side. He might end up hitting a little bit of inside.
Yeah, he wants the angle on the 6 to be able to draw by it and play the 7 in the side. So I think anyway. So doesn't need a ton of inside, if any.
He hit it straight. All right, so draw to the side rail, you're saying, and then play the 7 back in the side?
I don't know if he gets to the side rail here or not. Looks like to me he just floats past it like a stun over, for the 7 in the side. I don't know if he has the angle to really get to the side rail.
If he don't, he'd have to bump the 7 to the bottom rail.
Why?
I think he will draw to, like you're saying, and draw over and get to the side pocket.
Yeah, it looks like it should be the side pocket. Just slow draw over. Oh, he had tons of angle. He moved that easily.
He made it look easy.
Yeah, choice here. He can roll it in and go into the 9, or he can kind of hold it.
All right. Good bump on the 9, like you said.
6-2.
All right, the TPAs have gone up a little bit for Gorst and gone back down for Filler. 6 games to 2 in a race to 9. We're live here at the 2023 Derby City Classic from Elizabeth, Indiana at the Caesars Southern Indiana Casino. In this event, if y'all have not heard, it is a single elimination event. Once you lose your match, you do have a chance to re-enter the tournament with what they call a buyback and buy yourself another entry. FEDOR GORST has lost one match. He's already got his buyback. Filler is undefeated at this point. So if FEDOR loses this match, he will be out of the 9-ball event. Filler, if he loses the match, will be able to go right back to the entry desk and pay a new entry and get back in.
Yeah, if FEDOR loses this match, I think the all-around may be wide open. I haven't really paid that much attention to it.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling it may be, if he loses here, it may really open the all-around to quite a few more players.
If he loses here, he's not going to be able to win it. There won't be enough points. Let me double check. Incredible stats that you got to keep up with when you're at this point, and the players are doing it too. All right. At this point, 9.8 points, 10 points.
He's going to take on a pretty big shot here on the 2. Position's easy with the 3 hanging. The type of shot the other night on the 10-foot that, this is a tough shot regardless, but that he had some misses when I didn't expect. And like I said, I felt like I saw a little fatigue. Seems pretty good so far here today.
If FEDOR was to lose this match, he would take the temporary lead by 1.8 points over, or 1.3 points over Evan Lunda, who's the current leader, who is no longer in the event. So, like you're saying, the points are really huge. Right now, he has a 6-2 lead and an open table.
Or rail first? No, he's playing ball first. Just barely trying to go by there, and he caught the ball. So this is cuttable. FEDOR doesn't really spin the ball that much, like way outside on the ball. It is cuttable to the lower left with extreme right English, but I think you're going to see him play a pretty solid safety here, putting the 4 underneath the 5 around the cue ball up table.
Well, he might be putting the 2 or 3 rails behind the 7 here, too.
And he overran the 4 a little bit.
Yeah, he sure did. Well, he got the distance. What would you expect Filler to do here if he can't kick behind it because he's going into the 5? Just thinning it and a simple safe, like try to leave like the 4 and the cue ball side to side on the short rails?
Yeah,
short
that's
rails.
Tough because, thinning it from 9 feet away, you could do it, but it's pretty tough. I think he tries to just use a little bit the 6 and 9 maybe, not trying to go so far with the cue ball. Like this, just do what you can to maybe keep him from running out.
I don't think he's going to like where he's going to end up here if FEDOR gets ball coverage, because he's going to try to go back behind the 5 like he did before, but he has a 6 and 9 too. So would you bank the 2-ball multiple rails and send the cue ball behind the 5,
No,
or just
I
or
ignore
center
the
table?
object ball. The object ball should be good out in the center of the table here, bringing the cue ball behind the 5.
Okay.
Uh-oh,
So this is all cue. This is all cue
it looks
ball
like.
again.
Okay, it's good.
Wow. All righty, Filler.
Yeah, like that kind of shot. When you have something that sits so nice, don't try to complicate it, trying to bury the object ball somewhere as well. Then you're bringing another variable that you're making it what looks like a simple play for these guys into something difficult.
So that was all about the cue ball.
Yeah. Say Filler needs a little something to turn this match around. This doesn't look like it, even though he has left him super straight and near the rail with the cue ball.
It might be about a ball off angle where he could. If he can get that cue ball to the side rail, about a side pocket somewhere in that area, would be probably a good goal for him from here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it looks like he's pretty straight, though. Maybe not totally straight, but fairly straight for sure. That ball's a diamond out, diamond up. Yeah, he was just going to take his chances trying to get some power on the shot, get a little closer to the 5 one way or another.
Or he's going to reach his cue extension. That's a new thing that's been out for a couple of years. It certainly has helped the players who utilize them so they can still hit with a level stroke and not use a bridge.
Yeah, that was always a funny thing for me. I always thought that an extension shouldn't be allowed. That used to be the rules, I thought. You had to, they governed the cue sticks back in the day because it made the game easier.
Well, you're a tall guy too. I don't use an extension, and I'm only 5'10", and you're much taller than I am, and
yeah,
I definitely should get one. Some players are using them because they just like the extra weight on the rear of the cue.
Yeah, that's another thing that used to not be allowed because mathematically length and weight makes the game easier, right? So it used to be, I think, 62 or 4 inches on the cue, 14 millimeter shaft, and the weight, I think, was 24, I believe, was the max. Oh, nice shot there.
Well, I know 2 players' cues that weigh 25. Just right off the bat, it was Earl's and Jason's.
Yeah, it's just like golf. They, the longer the club, the further you hit it. That's why there are regulations.
Yeah, like a driver can't be over 45, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this may end up on top of it. Kind of got into it at impact that he normally doesn't do too often. And I don't know if you watched the ball kind of hug a little bit before it took off, almost like a hydraulic, you might say. But got to cut this a bit.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to try to cut this, chop it down a little bit, and not go for the bank. Not the easiest of shots. I think he's the favorite to make it.
Yeah, he's a huge favorite, but it's still, when you're on top of the ball, the aiming's a little distorted. Most of these guys use a shot line, and there's just not a shot line when you're on top of the ball.
You can't hit any better than that.
And he used all the pocket, but got it down, and now a 5-game lead.
Yeah, he's got a 5-game lead. It's 7-2 in a race to 9. FEDOR GORST over Joshua Filler at the moment. Things can always change with a player getting back to the table. But the one thing about it is Joshua's got to get back to the table. It's FEDOR's break.
Yeah, and the other thing about that is Joshua really hasn't shown us with his break shot that he can maybe put some racks together. That's been kind of suspect so far.
Yeah, he hit one hard and one soft. And you see that's where Joshua went to break and where FEDOR was. FEDOR's made the one ball on the side every rack that he's broke so far.
Yeah, but if you watch, no body. See how his pre-strokes, well, a little faster this time, but normally they're calmer. It's just a draw stroke. Watch him hold the finish. See that?
All right, that's the first time he didn't make the one.
He did make a ball, though, I think. Right?
He came up dry.
No, he came up dry.
But Filler does not have a shot. Now, I don't think I don't think he's going to try anything but push out here unless there's something I'm not seeing. Now, where would you push out at, Jeremy, beside distance?
Yeah, somewhere around where he's looking now, in between the 3-9 on the rail. We'll see what kind of return if Feder takes it on. Now, he rolled off the rail quite a bit, which is something I rarely did on the rollout. I don't want to offer him the entire cue ball to be able to spin the ball, kill the ball.
Right, yeah, he should have pushed close to the rail then.
Well, he's got his reasons why, and maybe we'll figure that out, but I just wouldn't personally want the cue ball off the rail myself. Rarely ever, like I said, allowed that to happen on a rollout. Looks like he's banking it back down, coming on the 6 maybe with a little kill. Really nice. And to me, that shot didn't look tough at all because he was off the rail. You know, if he's on the rail having to roll that, and
yeah, correct.
You know,
yes,
it becomes a much different shot.
Not quite a really good push up by Joshua.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's kicking too long here.
He's trying to draw in it.
Yeah. Oh, he hit it nice.
You see him playing the combo here, or just playing the safe, hitting the one ball up table and use the 2-7 as blockers?
He's going to shoot the combination for, I would think, anyways. Like I said, most of the guys, they stay pretty aggressive.
Straight or hit the rail first before you
hit the rail first, but maybe not. Okay, he cut it, so he's going to have to hit a nice one here to contain for the 2 ball.
It's a tough angle, but he'd like to get that cue ball between the 2 and 7, or maybe even tap the 7. But tapping the 7 from that angle is almost impossible. So you think he will elect to try to hit it slow and leave the 2 ball on the side, maybe?
That's what I was going to say. He might be able to kill it with a lot of left and play the 2 in the side by the 7 or the 2 in the corner by the 6. Yeah, I think he can kill it with a lot of left. But like I said, Feder doesn't use that extreme spin too often. He does have it, but he might come at the 2.
Well, the cue ball is going to be thin here, so it's going to travel.
Like that. He was trying to come in that space there. That's why he did it subtly, making sure he didn't get hooked if he didn't get there.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to go down there and utilize the 6 ball and put the 2 ball on the back rail on the center diamond, maybe get the cue ball down there, maybe behind the 6 as well. Oh, I see. Do you see anything else?
Yeah, it's a little odd when you're close to it, though, because you can't develop the lines you want all the time off the 2 ball. Like moving the 2 here, it's a little, yeah, you see him elevating? So he's trying to get a little more throw, just pinch the cue ball a little bit. Yeah, he had to kind of manufacture the safety a little bit more there. Nice shot. I think he let him have a little look, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not sure. I mean, this is tough because the 3 and the 9, I mean, this is pretty hard. He might end up having to swerve this ball.
Yeah, or kick twice across the Z shot, maybe. I don't know.
And he's going to have a funny bridge coming out of the pocket there to try to elevate the swerve if he does.
He's got to try and dive between the 9 and 3 ball here with a lot of right spin to catch just a piece of the 2 off of that second rail. Either that or Z shot, like I said. Now he's going to do that swerve. Watch, he just wants to barely miss the 9 off this first rail. Oh, he's trying to Z it. The reason why he went low is because the 7 ball, he thought the 7 was in the way to kind of naturally kick 2 rails at it.
So he tried to shorten up the angle in the first part of it.
Yeah, this looks like a good chance Feder gets to the hill pretty quickly.
All right, good shot. He's left himself an angle for the 4. It's going to be, he's going to have to lengthen this ball if he's going to spin 2 rails to get to the 5 or come underneath it and shoot it down table.
Yeah,
I like the down table myself.
Yeah, that's his plan. Stays very natural with the position, and if you can do that, that's where ball pocketing and your speed control, everything gets a lot better.
If he can fall straight on, even if he falls straight on the 5, he's good because he can shoot a 6 across the table. So either way, he's good for what he leaves here, unless he's on the rail, which you don't want to be. That's pretty good.
Oh, he's in a good spot here. Just stun out a little bit.
All right, he'd like to get the cue ball about where he's at now or a little bit farther. He'd like to get straight to the 7. So much the cue ball to travel the same path of where it's at now, where it's coming from, except back a little farther. Oh, he really drew this one back. He's going to be fine, but I think he went back a lot farther than he wanted to.
Yeah, much further than he wanted to.
I think this will just be make the 7 inside, just punch it and hit the back rail and straight, but not using multiple rails. But he could end up using 2 rails. What would you do here, 1 rail or 2?
It's right on the border. You're kind of forcing it to, I think, 1 with just a tip of inside, like that.
He definitely had inside. You can see the ball hit the rail and went to the left. Okay. Another game for FEDOR.
And now on the heel at 8-2.
I'm sure Jeremy will find out here in a minute when this match is concluded what the next match is.
Yeah, I think they still have to figure out a few things for the 1 pocket. You know, I think Jonathan Pinniger's still on the 9 ball, or he was earlier.
So is Efren.
Yeah, Efren's still on the 9 ball as well.
And actually, so is Tony. He just beat DeMarco.
Oh, Tony's still on the 9 ball. Okay.
Yeah, let me double check everything here. Things could have changed. Tony is he's undefeated in the 9 ball. He's playing Pijus Lobotis right now, table 10.
Well, he's certainly still in the running for the all-around then.
And Pinnaker has been eliminated from the 9 ball.
Okay. And Efren?
Okay, Efren is all right. All right, no longer see Efren on the 9 ball sheet. So he must have suffered his 2nd loss. He is coming up on the TV table against Tony Chohan. It will be after this match or after the match following that one, I believe.
All right, he wants to attack. That's what he's looking at here, going by the 6 with a high ball.
All right. They have put out the points, the temporary points for the 1 pocket. So Efren being at 129 can only gain 20 more points for 149. So I think it's safe to say that Efren cannot win the Masters then. Even if he wins the, because it looks like he can max out at 149.
This will be a pretty shot here. Tough shot.
Well, definitely last chance for Filler. He's got a chance here to do something. The 4 lays tough, too, it looks like, maybe. What do you see in the future here, Jeremy?
Yeah, he's a great stunner of the ball, the light stun as well, and that's what it's going to have to be here, I think, to come down table for the 4, the short side. It's not going to get there, I don't think. No, or at least not what he wanted. That doesn't mean he won't still, stay aggressive here, cutting at this 4 ball.
The 4 is just slightly above. It looks like he could possibly play the billiard to the 8 in the corner. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. 8 in the corner.
No, that's not going to be any good. Did he make the 4?
No,
he needs a big bounce.
Giving up a shot on the 4.
Yes, he has. Could very well be his last shot.
Should be.
Of this match. So Federer trying to pocket this 4. The one thing he wants to not do is touch another ball and eliminate any type of scratching. So if he hits left English here, he's going toward the side pocket. So he wants to make sure he doesn't hit the 6 or scratching the side, of course. Just missed the side. And wow, nice shot. Jeremy, I guess he'd love to not have to play this ball on the side, and just so that way he can almost stop or just move forward a couple inches and shoot the 6 and have the cue ball roll toward the 7.
Yeah, he played a much thinner angle here. Is this going to come out 2 rails above it? Like what he's looking at now, 2 rails above like that?
It looks like it's almost running into it.
Maybe. I think if you play it, to come like across the head string 2 rails, you'll avoid the 7. You'll come above it and have to take on a little cut on the 7, but it shouldn't be a problem. May even contact it like you said. Oh, he played it light. Wow.
Oh, good shot there. He shot it to overcut it.
Yeah, I wonder why he played the 5 that way then. Was he worried about going forward because of the side pocket? Because that looked like the plan the entire time.
I think he just didn't get it back as far as he wanted.
Maybe, huh?
He's got 2 balls here to clean up in advance here into another round with 1 loss.
You can go inside or outside. A lot of guys like the outside here to go around the 9. These 2 will remain in the event. There you have it, FEDOR Gorst over Filler. Filler and FEDOR, like I said, will both be back. I thank Bobby Chamberlain for being with us. Enjoyed it, Bobby.
Thank you, Jeremy.
And for ACCUSTATS and the DCC, we'll have more matches here soon. Thank you very much, and stay tuned.